Greetings, fellow Americans. Bill Edmond here with the news. First, I'll open the program with a drink of nice filtered water. No prescription medicines dumped in the water supply. Tastes good. Very good. All right. Well, let's review the Critters report card. Critters report card. Critter is an American politician. Hey, it's Tuesday. Coming Tuesday is vote day. Let's clean those critters out. Let's see, who should we elect? Not a Republican, because they ran up the debt under Bush. 63 trillion. Not a Democrat, because they voted for the debt of 63 trillion and they're going to add more. Republicans and Democrats increased the divorce rate to 51% because they promoted homosexuality in their laws to sacrifice the family. They banned the Bible. They didn't want Jesus to come down and throw them out of the temples again. And they own the pornography racket. That means they got an F. They failed. Oh, we have only had 16 bank failures this month, April. How many did they have in March? 19. See, we're gaining, folks. We need a constitutional convention now. What if we shot all the crooked bankers? We'd be out of debt. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Folks, God is coming. God bans homosexuals. The Bible bans homosexuals. Let's us ban homosexuals from public office. Well, our crooked bankers states use the derivative gambling to hide debt. Oh boy. California, New York, and other states are showing many of the same signs of debt overload that recently took Greece to the brink. Budgets that will not balance. Accounting that masks debt. The use of derivatives to plug holes. We've gone over the derivatives, folks. They're a gambling instrument for our bankers and our politicians, the critters. Back home to roost. And the government outlays and liabilities will only increase. The fraudulent government. Accounting schemes will be exposed to the masses. Oh, all the crooked bankers have placed us in $63 trillion in debt. Only 14.3 is on the books. The other is in a bubble that's boiling. Oh, what happened? Crooked bankers. Oh my gosh, they are arresting crooked bankers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Venezuelan authorities arrested Eligio Cedeno, the former president of two banks, on the charge of stealing $27 million from the state's foreign currency administrative agency, Cadivi, through a false import contract. Last December, the government stepped up its investigation of corruption in the banking sector, leading to the arrest of 10 bankers for fraud and the liquidation and nationalization of 8 banks that had violated national banking laws, including both of Cedeno's former banks, Banco Canarias and Banco Bolivar. 3 bank executives fled the country with their stolen loot to avoid charges. So the government placed temporary international travel prohibitions and seized the assets of nearly 30 other bankers, crooked bankers. They were going to jail. In the middle of all this, a crooked judge, a funia, a woman that's on the take, changed the conditions of Cedeno's arrest warrant to allow him to be freed from custody. More importantly, she did so in a secret hearing without notifying the prosecution from the Attorney General's office, in violation of the Penal Procedural Code. She released Cedeno from custody, and days later, he fled to a foreign country with his stolen loot. Guess which country he went to? Miami, Florida. Oh, we have more crooked bankers. Oh. Well, Judge Funya, she's in jail, baby. She's in jail, where crooked judges should be. There was evidence that Funya had conspired to help Cedeno avoid facing the charges amidst the escalating bank fraud scandal in which he was implicated. So national prosecutors brought charges against Funya for conspiracy which warranted her arrest. The crooked banker's in jail. The crooked judge is in jail after the crooked judge released the crooked bankers. And they all fled to a foreign country with their stolen loot. Guess where the crooked bankers fled? To Miami, Florida, where all crooked bankers go. Judge Funiani, she's rotting in a Venezuelan prison. Why aren't our crooked bankers and judges rotting in prison? Because our government officials are tied into the crooked bankers and their crooked judges. Let's get the crooked bankers, seize their assets, and wipe out our $63 trillion toxic debt. Arrest all the AIG officers, past and present, all the crooked bankers at AIG, seize all their assets, including houses, cars, yachts, send them to Guantanamo for daily waterboarding. That's what Bush recommended. Any terrorist, send them to Guantanamo and waterboard them until they confess. And then introduce them to the Cuban firing squad. That way we don't have to incarcerate them. I'm sure Cuba will be glad to shoot them for us. We should be glad to get them. Bill Edmond's here, signing off for this week. See you next week. Have a pleasant weekend.